Before I get started, I have 3 words to say to anyone that is watching that maybe works for Figpin. Coming to America. Give us what we want, give us what we need, and that's a Randy Watson Figpin. Sexual chocolate, everyone. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today Figpin dropped a few updates to their app, and as always, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go back to the classroom, and I'm going to explain what it is that they dropped in their app. This wasn't a full-blown app update. This was more so them tweaking a few things, and also they added 3 things. Well, actually they added 1 category with 3 subcategories. Today Figpin added 3 different sequence bonuses, and those are as followed. First off the line, Super Match, and my personal favorite, Last Chopper Out. It just makes me picture like a bunch of pins panicking in a group, and then like a chopper comes in to save them and is like, hey, everyone get in as quick as you can, and the last person to get on the chopper, you know, obviously that's not good for him because he's at the most risk of getting eaten. I'm going to assume that in this storyline that there's a monster that's attacking the pins and the chopper's there to save them, and the last person to get on the chopper, obviously that's just not a good thing. I don't know, it's hard to explain, it's up here. So let's start with the first sequence bonus they added, and that is first off the line. And pretty much what it is if your pin, the sequence number is number 1, meaning that it was the first pin created in that line. If your sequence number is 1, that means that your pin was the first one made in that line, and they're giving you a 40-point sequence bonus, which significantly increases your story score, which significantly increases your power score. It's 40-point bonus, which is a lot, but when you think about it, there can only be one. There can only be one number 1. So to every line, there can only be one first pin. You know, obviously makes sense because that's how numbers work. The second one that they've added is called Super Match, and what that is if your sequence number, aka the number at which your pin was manufactured, if it matches the product number. So you might have an Iron Man number 321, or you might have like an older Fig pin that's like 99. If your sequence number matches that number up there next to the name of the pin, you get a 100-point bonus. Something like the Super Match really demonstrates the amount of possibilities that this app gives Figpin. I mean, they can literally do anything that would just create a more interactive experience with their product, and it's brilliant. And last but certainly not least, Last Chopper Out is a bonus that they give you if your pin is the last in the sequence, meaning if it is 1500 of 1500. If it was the 1500th pin created in that line and your sequence number is 1500 of 1500, 1500 out of 1500, it's going to give you a bonus. As of right now, I don't know for certain how big the bonus is that they give you if your pin's the last one made. Now, all 3 of these things really adjust your story score, which is unfortunate for me because currently I have a pin that's 15,000 power. Yes, I said that right, 15,000. If you think I'm lying, I'll go get it. It's 15,000. It's probably the most powerful Fig pin that's available right now, and that's 15000. Sarah, I mean, it's not like I'm saying that I have the most powerful Fig pin, even though I think I do. I'm not saying that. Probably the most powerful Fig pin that's available right now. But with all of these bonuses though, competition's stepping up. And that gets to the next topic I want to discuss in this video, is the amount of possibilities that this app is creating for them. I always thought that as a company, the biggest hurdle that they're going to face is how do we even market the regular common ones, because there's such a huge emphasis on the rare ones and the exclusives. What do you do with all the commons? This is a very common problem that a lot of collectible companies face, whereas it just seems like people only want to buy the exclusive or the rare stuff. So what they do is they water down the value of rare and exclusive, meaning the value of the word. So they'll say, oh, it's an exclusive. It's not an exclusive, not anymore, because they got tired of not being able to sell all of their common stuff or things that are labeled not exclusive. So instead of coming up with a really good way of balancing out their products, they just water down the word exclusive or rare. And that's something that is going to pay dividends for Figpin down the road and doing stuff like this. Having little things like that creates a huge desire for people to want to go out and get anything so they can try and get the first pin or the last pin. It just adds an extra layer there that's going to create a desire in most consumers to go out and go buy a pin that's on sale because no one bought it. Or, you know, if you go to GameStop, they'll have Fig pins. There might be a number one sequence or last number sequence, or, you know, the possibilities are endless in what they can create to churn interest in things, and it's just brilliant. And from a business perspective, it's pretty mind-blowing, and it's exciting to talk about because my mind can sit here and just go off like a train thinking of all the crazy creative ways that they can incorporate the app into selling their product. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be the future of collecting. And before closing out the video, there's one more thing that they added, and that is in the unlocker room, you can see where there's a section here that shows you how many times a pin has been boosted while it's in the unlocker room. And that's helpful because I found myself just constantly scrolling, clicking on a pin, having to go back, and it was time consuming. With this, you can see how many boosts a pin has. One of the reasons I like the fact that they added this is because just generally everyone's curious, and I like knowing like how many times a pin was boosted. I mean, it's kind of cool to see. So that's going to do it for this classroom session of Figpin app tutorial knowledge. I don't know what the name of the series is for these videos. I'll come up with that eventually. But that's going to do it for the video. So if you enjoyed it, like the video, subscribe, and we'll catch you at the next video, which will most likely be about Figpin stuff and opening up boxes of Fig pins, not knowing what's in them, and getting upset whenever I don't get the cool one, because that's been a thing.